Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to the Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you for tuning in, and welcome back to the Songwriter Show, right here on Reality Radio 101. I'm your host, Sarantos. I'm a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words are just so important to me, and that's why I'm thrilled to host this show for you every Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight's guest is Bonnie Milne. She was born and raised in a small central northern town in Ontario. She studied classical piano from a young age. Continuing after that, she studied at the Music and University and completed her teaching degree. She's now working as a teacher and the arts facilitator for her board and implementing a music education program in all elementary schools. Her music is described as flowing, melodic, deeply emotional, and even intense at times. She has her own sense of dissonance to harmony that is unique to her, moving from major to minor and back, creating an emotional journey for the listener. Bonnie enjoys performing in the outdoors surrounded by natural beauty.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, Bonnie. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So thank you for being on our show. Can you tell us a little bit about when you got started down this journey?
Yes, as you commented in my bio, I started piano lessons at a very young age. And at around 11 or 12, I realized that I could compose. And I started to do that and loved to play for my family and friends. And then as the years progressed, I composed more. However, life became busy in university and then with the jobs that I had. So I wasn't composing as much as I would have liked to at that time. However, in the past few years, I was able to purchase this beautiful baby grand piano. And it's quite funny because I say that it's a magical gift because when I sit down at this piano, I'm just inspired to write and I feel as though I have melodies ready to compose. And so I've been going nonstop the last few years since I've had this piano.
Awesome. Tell us about the first tune that you ever learned.
That I ever learned? Ooh, that's a tricky one. That takes me way back. I'm going to say it might have been like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star
Awesome.
on the piano.
That's a classic. That's okay. Nothing
Isn't
wrong
it?
with that. Yeah. Okay. Who was your first teacher?
My first piano teacher was Miss Linda Stewart, and she was quite a strict teacher. She taught for the Royal Conservatory of Music, and that is the style that she taught me. And she was absolutely brilliant, but I was definitely a little bit nervous. So I had to make sure that I had enough practice in throughout the week when I came back for my lessons.
Okay. Otherwise, she'd yell at you or beat you or what?
Yeah, she was just like intimidating. And I can tell you didn't practice that this week.
Yeah, I hear you. Are you inspired by any old records or tapes that you want to share with us?
Old records or tapes? So it's funny. I have 3 older brothers, like quite older. And I always think it's funny when I hear tunes from like, way back, like this, the 60s and 70s, and somehow I know them. But as far as one that I would be inspired by, it was probably David Bowie, I would say.
Okay.
I liked his rhythm and beats.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us about when you look at your favorite musicians, and is there something that you've patterned after David Bowie or any of them? Anything that you try to mimic?
Well, I would say I would try to mimic more the sort of instrumental contemporary musicians, such as Ludovico Einaudi or David Talk. They definitely inspired me because their music is like a journey, an emotional journey. And to me, music is very much about well-being and expressing ourselves. And I would say that when I listen to their music, I'm thinking about the style of their music, and I myself like to add cello, piano, and like on top of my piano, and incorporate harmony in that style as they do.
Okay. And when you look at advice that was given to you, is there anything you want to pay forward to the young generation? Any advice you want to throw their way as someone just getting started?
I would definitely say stick to it. So, especially the practice is what I mean by that, sort of the drill and the skill type of activities. At the time, it might not seem as though they're going to help in the future, but as you continue to practice and play more and develop your ear, you're going to feel that you enjoy your music and you want to share it with others. So I would say stick with it.
Tell us a little bit about live performances. Do you get nervous before a performance though?
Yes, I think that will always happen, and I think that's kind of a good thing. It keeps us on our toes, and always wanting to sort of create and keep on top of things.
Okay. Tell us about the last song that you wrote.
The last song that I wrote was New Beginnings, and I was going through, sadly, a challenging time, and I experienced betrayal and loss. However, I decided that I wanted to be sort of thankful for the learning that happened throughout that process, and I wanted to be thankful. So I feel as though when I was writing it, I was in a place of gratitude, and I feel like it is uplifting, and hopefully you can hear that when you listen to it.
Tell us a little bit about your process. How do you get started? Do you start with a vocal melody, a piano, a drum groove? How do you get started when you write songs?
I get started with the piano because that's how I was trained. I usually wake up in the morning and I might have sort of a melody that's going through my mind. So I sit down at the piano and write the melody first, and then I add sort of the chords in the left hand. And once I have the piece composed, then I go back and I add harmonies. And as I said, normally it's the cello because I love the sound of it, and other instruments, that match the sound of the piece. So it could be the flute if it's sort of uplifting and bright. I've used trumpet before, or I might add bass if it's something that's a bit more sort of a somber mood.
Okay.
And then once that all comes together, then I call my recording engineer.
And then turf it off on them, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bonnie, what's your favorite 80s jam? Do you have one?
Favorite 80s jam. I was a fan of, like Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, those type of female musicians. I always admired that they sing. I mean, I do enjoy singing, but as you know, I don't add voice and lyrics to my music as of yet. So I always admired that.
Okay. Do you have anything new coming out for the fans this year that you want to share on the show?
I am in the midst of composing many more pieces, and it's since I'm a teacher, I have the summers off, so I'm looking forward to having time to complete those, and then being able to get back into the recording studio to be able to share. And also, my recording engineer does video as well, so I'm looking to be able to perform and record my pieces in nature this year. I'm surrounded by beautiful locations. So I'm hoping to be able to do that.
Okay. All right. Can you share with us, Bonnie, about this song that we're going to play in a minute here? What inspired it? What do you want us to take from it?
It's New Beginnings, and I'm just hoping that it's for someone, it's that go-to piece that makes them feel sort of uplifted and a sense of peace and contentment and a hope for the future.
All right. I'll tell you what, let's check it out, and then we'll come back and talk some more. Okay, Bonnie?
Sounds great.
Awesome. All right, everybody, check this out. Here we go. All right, Bonnie, that was really cool. That's an interesting song. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about, do you prefer movies or books and why?
Oh, I love both.
If you could pick one, if you're on a deserted island and you could only choose one, what would you choose?
Well, I think it would have to be books because I love getting involved with the characters and character development and thinking about where everything is taking place. And so I'm able to place myself there through imagery.
Okay, that's good. What was the last thing you watched on TV?
The last thing I watched on TV, my sons and I are watching Blind Spot.
Okay, I've not heard of that one.
It's a Netflix series, and yeah, it leaves you with a feeling of anticipation, which I like.
Okay. Well, yeah, all those shows now, man. I've watched some like older things, and it's amazing how movies and TV shows have upped their game so much. They're all like so good. There's so much competition out there. Kind of like music, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a full-time composer working with an entire orchestra and
Okay,
traveling everywhere that I can,
that's cool.
playing with musicians and inspiring little ones to learn music.
Okay, yeah, that's very cool. What's the funniest thing that's happened to you in a classroom with kids? Kids are sometimes hilarious, but can you tell us a story?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are super funny. Gee, I have to think about that. I can share one with a teacher because right now I'm currently creating professional development for teachers. And so, in fact, today there was a teacher who had a Coke bottle with rice in it. And he had gone to Subway and he came back. And I noticed this and I was like, what is happening here? Why does he have this Coke bottle with rice in it? But then I realized that he had brought it as a musical instrument. And then, you know how Coke had those contests and you could put your name on a label? And so when he's working with his students and the students do really well, he always says, oh, hey, you nailed it. So then on this Coke bottle, on the label was nailed it that his students had found for him.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, that's pretty awesome. And it was sort of extra special because he's retiring at the end of this year. So
Yeah, that's very cool.
yeah,
Okay.
it was kind of neat.
Yeah. What were you like in high school, Bonnie?
What was I like in high school? I was very busy because I was playing in the bands and I was in the choirs. I was also a competitive gymnast, and I like to hang out with my friends and do lots of dancing. We went to all kinds of dances in our hometowns. It was fun. We'd go to one hometown one week and then the next smaller town the next week and so on. So we had a huge social connection and it was great.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Bonnie, what inspires you?
Music definitely inspires me. I feel such joy when I'm able to compose, and often it's something that's related in my life. As I said, I have two sons, and one of my pieces on my album is entitled Timeless Gift, which is them.
Yeah.
So it's part of the melody is sort of like, it's quick and it's upbeat and it's kind of brilliant because that's how I feel about them. They're athletic boys and they're very intelligent and humorous. And so I feel as though I try to capture that within my music.
Yeah, that's very cool. Okay.
And yeah, sometimes I'm inspired though, sort of on the opposite end. If I'm feeling, agitated or challenged by something, then I find that my music is quite intense and I'm inspired to write something in a major key with, like 7 flats.
Yes. This songwriter humor,
Right.
Yeah. Some people out there listening, they're like, what does that mean? But it's kind of funny.
Yeah, right.
Tell us the most interesting thing about you that we wouldn't learn from your website.
I think maybe, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but that music is sort of a well-being tool for me. When my boys were younger, I became a single parent early on. And I mean, all parents can relate to this when you get up in the morning and you're hustling to get your kids off to school. And sometimes it's challenging and you feel like you've already had an entire day by the time you get to work. I started playing music in the mornings and I found that it had an effect on me as well as my boys. And I think it's important to understand that music can be a tool for helping us. And I don't often talk about that. I talk more about composition versus that it's an actual well-being tool too.
Yeah. Okay. What was the craziest thing a boss has ever asked you to do that you'll admit in public?
Oh, good thing you said that last part.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Otherwise, we'll be editing out the show, like, beep, beep, so.
Let's see. I used to work in this is like totally unrelated to music. I used to work in casino management.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. And I did that for many years. And I was actually the director of the slot department. And it was actually a fabulous job, but I used to have to attend all kinds of functions for what we would entitle sort of the high rollers.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember dancing with high rollers. I remember hosting many dinner parties, having to hold, slot machines for them as they went to the washroom and things like that.
Sounds like a fun job.
Yeah, it really was actually just, a lot of, social kind of things.
Okay, cool. Tell us about when you look at, something you consider a hidden gem in music. What would it be? Share that with us.
A hidden gem in music. I think I sort of touched on that with learning skills. I think it's important to take the time to do that. And I think it's really important to play by ear as well and sort of make sure that you're really listening to what the music is and trying to put that into practice, like playing around, just keep it up, keep trying to hear and listen.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Are there any foods you would absolutely not eat for the life of you, like no matter what?
Mushrooms.
Oh my God, I'm the same way. I hate mushrooms. I go to family functions and people are chowing down mushrooms and I'm like trying not to throw up.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're pretty disgusting. For me, it's a texture thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same for you, but
yeah,
I don't know. They're just not. They should not be edible.
I think also, I remember, I don't know, I was in grammar school and I saw some mushroom movie where people ate mushrooms and they became mushroom people. So I think I was kind of scarred as a child, but I just, it's a texture thing. I don't like how they taste at all. So that's.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I probably lost some fans now, but I'm sorry, guys. I hate mushrooms. So. All right. So tell us about your website, your socials. Where can people buy your stuff, stream it before we let you go here?
Yeah, my website is bonniemilne.com. And my social media is all at Bonnie Milne Music, except for Twitter is at @bmilnemusic. And my album and singles are available on all digital platforms, ready at the touch of a finger.
Awesome. All right, Bonnie, I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight. It was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun too.
Yes, thank you very much. It was great.
All right, so thank you to all the fans out there for listening and spending a little bit of your time with Bonnie and I. I hope your own unique story gets heard around the world. My name is Sarantos. Please join me every Tuesday night to hear other amazing artists share their fascinating behind-the-scenes stories right here at the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101. Have a great night, everyone. I love you guys.
I want more than I have, but the problem is I want more than I can ever have. I think about what I can't have, but the problem is I really want what I can't have. I stay on the road, avoid the fallen rocks, but like a drop in the ocean, I'm trapped in a wave of emotion. I wish I was happy, I wish I was free, I wish I was happy This is just who I am, but I take it too far on the edge of what I am. I think about how small I am, but I take it too far. I really want more than I am. I stay on the road, avoid the fallen rocks, but like a drop in the ocean, I'm trapped in a wave of emotion. I wish I was happy, I wish I was free, I wish I was happy, I wish I wasn't me. I always wish for more for me. I wish I was happy, I wish for a genie, I wish I wasn't me. I wish I was happy, I wish I was free, I wish I was happy, wish I wasn't me. I always wish for more for me. I wish I was happy, I wish for a genie, wish I wasn't me. I wish I was happy, I wish I was free, I wish I was happy, wish I wasn't me. I always wish for more for me. I wish I was happy, I wish for a genie, to wish I wasn't me. I wish I was happy, I wish I was free, I wish I was happy, wish I wasn't me. I always wish for more for me. I wish I was happy, I wish for a genie, to wish I wasn't me, to wish I wasn't me.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.
This program was mixed and mastered by Landis Maitland Whitelaw at landismaitlandwhitelaw.com.